Now, breaking news from NBC4.
The sounds of war.
At the exact time as we are gathered in the council seeking peace, Putin delivered a message of war in total disdain for the responsibility of this council.
Russian forces moving into Ukraine. Explosions near that nation's capital of Kyiv, lighting up the night sky. What world leaders are saying this morning.
Now, the Russian movement into Ukraine continues at this hour. The Associated Press is reporting an advisor to Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says about 40 people have been killed so far in this invasion.
The White House says President Joe Biden has spoken to the Ukrainian president, vowing support for the Ukrainian people. Biden also saying the U.S. will continue to provide assistance. And President Biden expected to meet with the leader of the G7 in just a few hours. We will have more on this breaking news coming up in just a few moments. For now, we want to thank you for waking up with NBC4 today. I'm Hattie Hawks.
And I'm Monica Day. We also have another big story this morning, and that is the forecast. There is rain, maybe some snow moving into central Ohio throughout the day. That is why Storm Team 4 has issued a weather alert day. Of course, McKenna King is in for Bob this morning. Right now, it's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. We're seeing some light snow showers, a light wintry mix to the south, but it's going to get worse as we head toward the evening commute. So your morning is really the lighter of the two waves. We're seeing those light snow showers up to the north. That's where we've got cold air from the top of the atmosphere to the surface, but we're seeing this wintry mix down to the south, where we've got some warmer air up above, and then as we approach the surface, we've got that colder air below. That's why we're seeing more of a wintry mix, more icy conditions there, but it's very light as we head throughout the morning hours, and this will really start to taper off by about 10 o'clock, and then we'll get a brief break in this precipitation before we head toward the evening commute. We're at 28 degrees right now in downtown Columbus. 19 is that feels like temperature, though. We do have a northeasterly breeze that's knocking that wind chill down a few degrees this morning, and that's going to be the case throughout much of the day today. As you send your kids off to school this morning, we'll bottom out right near 25 degrees, so a chilly start to the morning. Bundle up big time. We'll see those light snow flurries through about 10 o'clock this morning. Those will start to taper off, and we'll get a break until about 3 o'clock when the kids come home from school. 34 degrees is where we'll be at 1, 37 by 3, and we'll top out right near 38 degrees today. So we've got that light wintry mix this morning, a brief break through the middle of the day, a mix to rainfall as we head toward the evening commute. We've got those light snow showers continuing into Friday morning, and then we've got a cold start to the weekend. Tracking it all out for you coming up in my full forecast.
All right, McKenna, thanks. Download the Storm Team 4 weather app this morning to get severe weather alerts and track storms with the power of Live Viper Radar, all from your cell phone or tablet. It is always a free download in your app store. Just search for NBC4 WX.
Andrea Henderson joining us now with a look at the morning drive.
Yeah, and as McKenna mentioned, we are seeing that light wintry mix this morning. Fortunately, not looking like it's sticking, but something you want to keep in mind throughout the rest of the day could impact us for that evening commute. And we are seeing these pavement temperatures just flirting here with those freezing. So again, that's that perfect combination for those slick conditions to form on the roadway. So something you want to keep in mind. Be careful throughout the day. Checking on some of our cameras around town. 161 at Little Turtle Way. You can see moving right along both directions there. 70 at 33 also looking good. So despite some of that wintry mix this morning, again, not looking like it's sticking. Here's 70 at Hilliard Rome Road over there on the west side of town. We're moving right along in both directions, as well as 71 at Green Lawn Avenue. Still traffic looking fairly light there. Now, we did see some of that flooding from a couple days ago, and we're still seeing some closures this morning associated with that. I'll have details on exactly where that is coming up.
All right. Thank you very much, Andrea. And we are following breaking news. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is underway. Explosions were seen in Ukraine overnight as Russian President Vladimir Putin announced expanded military operations in the country.
A slightly different sight this morning, though. No explosions right now, but still just as much chaos. Take a look. These are two different looks at the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. On the left, you can see nearly empty streets, but on the right, everyone is heading out of town. Traffic jammed up for miles.
Now, this invasion comes after months of military buildup that stirred some dire warnings from the United States and its allies.
NBC4's Matthew Herchik following this breaking news for us this morning from our newsroom joins us now with the very latest developments. Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, Monica and Hattie. Well, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says that he is imposing martial law across the country after Russia launched a long anticipated attack in the eastern part of Ukraine. And blasts and loud explosions could be heard across the central capital of Kiev this morning, as well as the northeastern city of Kharkiv. The invasion began just minutes after Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation in the region. While Putin says he has no plans to occupy Ukraine, he has warned any countries that attempt to interfere, they'd face consequences they have never seen. The Ukrainian military has confirmed that a number of airfield and command and control centers have been hit so far, but no damage appears to have been hit in the center of the city. Attacks have sparked fierce backlash from leaders across the world. Zelensky says that he has spoken with President Biden as well as other world leaders about measures to stop Russian attacks and build an anti-Putin coalition. Lithuania and Moldova both have issued states of emergency in the last hour as the conflicts escalate. The leaders from Poland and Germany, Ukraine's neighbors to the west, have also spoken out condemning the actions of Putin. Zelensky has urged Ukrainians to remain calm, and he encourages anyone that's able to aid in the country's defense to do so. Monica?
All right, Matthew, thank you. Of course, we'll be watching that very closely, and lawmakers both nationally and here at home are chiming in. Last night, shortly after the news of that attack, President Biden released a statement that reads in part, "The prayers of the entire world are with the people of Ukraine tonight as they suffer an unprovoked and unjustified attack by Russian military forces. President Putin has chosen to premeditate war that will bring a catastrophic loss of life and human suffering." He went on to say that Russia alone is responsible for the death and destruction this attack will bring, and the United States and its allies and partners will respond in a united and decisive way, and the world will hold Russia accountable. Now, Ohio Republican Senator Rob Portman released this statement echoing that message, saying in part, this is a foreign policy crisis not just for Ukraine, but for the United States and all freedom-loving countries around the globe. It has already begun to destabilize Eastern Europe in ways not seen since World War II and started a humanitarian crisis. He went on to say it is absolutely vital that the United States immediately take decisive action to support Ukraine and our NATO allies in Eastern Europe.
This Russian invasion has oil prices on the rise. Overnight, U.S. crude futures jumped by 5.24% to trade at nearly $97 per barrel. Brent crude futures were up by 5.4% at $102 per barrel, and that's the first time since 2014 that it crossed the $100 mark. Wall Street expected to take a tumble this morning, and Europe stocks sold off sharply. The pan-European stock 600 dropped 2.7% in early trade. U.S. stock futures show the Dow may fall more than 650 points and the S&P and NASDAQ falling around 2%. You can count on NBC4 for coverage throughout the morning, NBC4i.com, where you can visit for the latest developments from Ukraine.
And we are following breaking news here at home as well. Columbus police are investigating a deadly crash and house fire that investigators believe started as a domestic dispute. These are some live pictures from the scene. Overnight, this happened at Penfield Road. A man drove a car into a house after he got into an argument with a woman, and that caused a fire and also damaged a neighboring home. The man had to be pulled from the wreckage and later died at the hospital.
More breaking news. Firefighters have spent the last few hours battling massive flames at a house in Canal Winchester. The fire started in an attached garage at this home on Ohio Canal Court. It quickly spread to the house. Crews are now taking a defensive approach as they try to get the flames under control at the second alarm fire. Family of 4 were able to get out safely. Firefighters say one family member did suffer minor burns and is being treated at the scene.
And yet another breaking news story from overnight. Police are investigating a shooting that left a teenager dead in the Hilltop. This happened on Whitethorn Avenue just before 11 o'clock last night. 19-year-old Demir Novell Thornton was pronounced dead at the scene just a short time later. There's currently no suspect information, and police are still trying to figure out what led up to the shooting.
More breaking news. Police trying to figure out how this happened. Take a look. It's video from East Maynard Avenue. A car wound up upside down. No word yet on what caused the crash or if anyone was hurt. We'll keep you updated as we continue to learn more.
And happening today, testimony will resume in the murder trial of former Mount Carmel Dr. William Husel. Now on Wednesday, a Columbus detective finished his testimony, and then a pharmacist that used to work at Mount Carmel took the witness stand. Talon Schroyer says that he was hired to work at Mount Carmel West in 2017. He discussed a number of topics, including how pharmacists would verify, reject, or put an order on hold. Now the prosecution asked him about patients who were included in the indictment and 3 who were not. One of those discussed is a person who is not in the indictment, and that's Janet Kavanaugh. The state shared a medical record that showed that Dr. Husel ordered 1,000 micrograms of fentanyl for her. Schroyer says that he told his partner that the order seemed a little unusual, and then he asked Husel about it.
I asked something to the effect of, "Hey doc, I got this order for fentanyl here. Did you add an extra 0 on it or something?" And he said, "Nope. That's what we're doing, a procedure up here. That's what I ordered." I said, "Okay," and I hung up and verified the order. It was very short.
Now, Schroyer is expected to be back at the courthouse when that trial resumes at 9 a.m. The trial is expected to last for roughly 2 months. NBC4 is home to everything that you need to know about this case. We've been following it since the very beginning. You can get caught up on NBC4i.com. You can see all the stories that we have done. Just do /Husel investigation. And we have a QR code on your screen right now. You can scan that with your phone and you'll be taken to a link in our app so that you can receive alerts as news breaks in the trial. If you can't scan that code fast enough, just search NBC4 in your app store.
Still ahead on NBC4 today, we are under a winter weather alert day. What you can expect as you head out for the next few hours.
Plus, we're closely watching overnight developments from Ukraine as Russia launches a full-scale attack. You are waking up with NBC4 today, and we will be right back.